Firm is a local law firm offering Medicaid planning, estate planning, family law, and criminal law. Call 817-579-5997 to speak to one of their attorneys. You can also visit them on the web at hydefirm.com. That's HYDE firm.com.
Pirate Sports are sponsored by BMY. BMY offers solutions essential to managing your finances. As a proud supporter of Granbury Sports, BMY is there to make sure that you have a clear understanding of your financial status throughout the year. For more information, call 817-279-7052. That's 817-279-7052.
Granbury Sports is proudly sponsored by Cheney Eye Center. Cheney Eye Center offers services using state-of-the-art equipment and traditional values. They can be reached at 817-573-7153, and they are located at 223 South Morgan Street in Granbury. You can also find them online at CheneyEyeCenter.com. That's CHEYNE eyecenter.com.
A proud sponsor of Granbury High School soccer is Shiner Energy, also providing Shiner Energy Athlete of the Week.
Welcome and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas. We are actually in Saginaw as we are at Chisholm Trail High School here as Granbury Pirates are getting ready to take on the Denton Broncos in the area rounds of the soccer playoffs for the 2015 season. And I tell you what, I'm joined again by Matt Mills. Mills, it's going to be a good one because we're getting some information from Rick Mock of Hood County News. And actually, we've outscored this team on the year, but their overall record, was a little better than ours.
Yeah, so defensively they're pretty stout, and obviously they're a slight favorite. I guess if Vegas were to make a line, they'd probably favor Denton here, being state ranked. But we played well last week in the win, and hopefully we'll give them all we can do tonight.
Exactly right. We're going to have to because they come in as the 7th-ranked team in the state. Overall on the season, they are 15-1-2, and that one loss to the mighty Rojo of Wichita Falls Rider, always in the past was a nemesis of Granbury Pirates soccer, and that's their only loss on the season. Granbury comes in with a 12-3-2 record on the year. We've outscored our opponents with 54-13. They have outscored their opponents 48-9. So very close on the scoring. Both teams, and talking to the coaches and also some of the players this year, both teams with very good defenses, Mills.
Yeah, and so right now, it just sort of sets the stage here. They're introducing the players, and they are introducing all the players, even a guy out there who's hobbling on one leg and clearly not going to play tonight. But
really,
anyway, they're just finishing that up, and I assume they'll do a national anthem, and then we'll kick this thing off here in a few minutes. But I'm curious to see which team is going to be defending from the left and the right here, because the wind is pretty strong out of the north. And as we remember last week, there was kind of an advantage for the team that had the wind at their back, and I assume that would be the case tonight as well. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that after they take the field.
Certainly will, and of course, it's almost exactly like last week. I think, actually, Matt, the wind is a little stronger tonight as we had that cold front blow in today. And this is a field that on the left end of the field is the north, and it's blowing directly across. So it will be a factor tonight, whether you're kicking into it or with it at your back. And it looks like everybody's going to be standing up here for the national anthem, but we will keep it going on right here. And you can see those flags down here at the north end of the end zone, pretty much standing at attention with that wind blowing. And the faithful of purple and gold from Granbury and from Denton. Purple and gold versus purple and gold. You can't see where the Pirate fans are and the Bronco fans are.
No, they're all on one side of the field here, all on the home side. And so nobody, I guess they didn't even want to open it up there on the other side of the stadium. So pretty much split down the middle, right in the center there, and Granbury on our right.
And just letting y'all know, y'all are picking up a bit of static.
But I think it's going to be a cool night tonight. I can tell you that for sure, because we're supposed to have 40s. I don't think we'll have that problem at this stage of the game, though, I can tell you that it's dropped to the low 60s right now, and everyone that's tried to avoid sitting on the other side in the sun is going to be regretting that here in a few minutes.
Yeah, well, we're up here cozy in the booth, so we don't really care. So, anyway, good.
My man Bill.
Heartless and unsympathetic, but
that's what I'm saying. I know.
Yeah, but you know, for the players anyway, it's pretty much perfect weather, nice and cool, and should be real good for them.
Exactly. Well, we are excited about this. Again, for the second year in a row, the Granbury Pirates have reached the second round of the playoffs, and we're very proud of these guys. And Doug Kissinger, of course, the head coach for the Granbury Pirates. And, of course, I'm sporting a T-shirt tonight from the 1999 state championship soccer team that Doug was the captain, the midfielder, and a spectacular soccer player. And Mills and I were talking about it on the way up here. If anybody can get this team back to that plateau, I think it's going to be Doug Kissinger.
Yeah, and certainly we're heading in a good direction, and you know, it's just a lot of excitement here in Granbury over how the soccer team is doing. And to describe it a little bit for those on the radio end, Denton's going to wear all white tonight with purple letters, and Granbury in the solid black with a little bit of white stripes. So that's the way it's going to look.
White stripes? Is he out? Is Jack out there? Jack White? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it looks like well, they've apparently solved one of the other problems. They've got a couple of extra soccer balls. Last week it seemed like we had one ball most of the game, and they were chasing it all over the creation to try to get it back in play. We lost a lot of time for that, but still haven't figured out which team is defending which end, but that's a big factor here tonight, I would have to assume.
It certainly is, and of course, Denton comes in as district champion. Granbury comes in as runner-up in this district. Granbury I tell you, that was a very, very tight district for the Granbury Pirates this year. Came down to that last game. Of course, Granbury beating Crowley in that shootout and finishing second place here in district. So we are, again, excited. It's a tradition that we're always, with Granbury Park Soccer, always in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I had a lot of excitement and joy watching Larry Mayo because I don't know if you knew this, but when my family moved to Granbury, I played for his youth soccer team.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, my brother and I both played for Larry Mayo, so we knew him going back to the mid-'80s, way before he thought about coaching at the Granbury High School level. So anyway, it was really exciting to see him have success and then to pass that on. So Denton is going to come out in the first half with the wind at their back. So Granbury going into the wind the first half. I guess if you had to pick, you'd almost rather the wind be at your back in the second half.
Exactly.
Kind of like deferring, in football. Your kickoff to the second half, but so realistically, if Granbury can go in tied, I would think that'd be a good result for the Pirates after halftime, and then maybe have the win at their back in the second half.
All right, we are just about ready to get this thing underway. Granbury will put this ball into play here, and we are just about ready to get started here from Saginaw.
Chisholm Trail
High School.
Looks like Tristan Halsey is about to kick the ball off just on the signal from the referees wearing the red shirts. And the referee points up to the box to get the scoreboard started, and we're off and running.
We are. Josiah Hall in goal again. Of course, Josiah with a shutout again last week. That is his 7th shutout of the year. And, you can't say much better about that than 7 shutouts. Of course, Granbury Pirates have played 17 games, and 7 of those, actually 9 of those have been shutouts because Eddie Ramirez has 2 of his own.
So a quick little foul around midfield, and now the Pirates are trying to set things up in the Denton end.
Long shot down towards the defense of Denton. They are there to stop it, and we'll put the ball back into play. Kick it back Granbury with a little bit of a rip that time, sitting it deep down for the Pirates. They'll try to set it up over here on the left side. Denton comes in with a pick.
Yeah, McKenna trying to get that out on the left fullback, advancing pretty far down there for the Pirates. And
trying to get a little bit of a go on the left side, but the ball was kicked out of bounds by Denton. Of course, the goals last week, one of them was scored Jacob Dyson, scoring his second goal of the year. And as we talked about, Jose Bustamante scoring his very first goal of the season for the 2 goals scored by the Granbury Pirates.
Yeah, so throw in by Carnes on the right-hand side to get it back in play for Granbury. Nice little play there by Halsey to get it
keep
forward.
The ball in play, running down the far side of the field towards the goal. Ball is going to be kicked out of bounds, and Granbury will have the ball deep. That one went over to the concession stand, so we'll have to get another one.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to jump up over the fence.
I hope somebody's up.
Nope.
So it's Tristan Holsey having to climb the fence.
You're kidding.
Wow. There's nobody on that opposing side over there, so Holsey had to go fetch that ball himself. And I guess they could have used one of the balls behind the goal, but eventually somebody would have to get that ball back, so might as well be now, I guess.
But it still always amazes me, is all that time that we have sat here talking, the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Inside it goes quickly. It's going to be out of bounds off of the Pirates, and Denton's defense will stop the throw-in for the Pirates.
Yeah, that was Espinosa down there, and the ball just kind of went off his chest, not too far from the goal of Denton High School, but couldn't get anything with it, and he didn't have a lot of support there either.
Granbury with a pretty good crowd looking down some of the kids down here. Of course, I've seen Aaron Villa down there, and Aaron Jones, and all kinds of athletes from Granbury come out here to support their partners in athletics here. Denton starting a little bit, first time that really the Denton has been in our territory. Granbury defense comes up to stop. There's a takedown by the Pirates. A whistle is blown, and there will be a free kick coming up for Denton about midfield.
Yeah, I think that was Gentry there, right at midfield on that yellow stripe. And they're going to just, looks like, send in a long ball and just send everybody down to the box.
Well, the wind is going to be a huge factor. That goes all the way down, up and over, and there is Josiah Hall with the first. That's actually considered a shot on goal for the 50 because it bounced over everyone, and Hall goes up in the air to bring it down.
Yeah, so takes it out to McKenna on the left, and he puts it back into the midfield looking for for Wilson.
Granbury with the ball now, and trying to get something going on the other end of the field, kicked over to the side, about midfield. The Pirates will cross midfield and head down to Denton territory. They'll send it back to try to set something up.
Yeah, that's Paff there, trying to get things moving forward. And
the Denton defense will kick it back to their keeper, and the Granbury threat will be stopped. And there's a nice job on the first touch by the Granbury Pirates. And Denton will keep the ball in play and head to Pirate territory, but picked by the Pirates and sit right back.
That was McKenna at the left fullback position, breaking things up and making Denton regroup here and go back in their own end.
I tell you what, we called McKenna's name a lot, Hunter McKenna's name a lot last week on the defensive and the offensive end. Denton will start a run down. That's going to go all the way down to the box, and Hall will pick it up for the Granbury Pirates.
Yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of the wind. Your long pass over the top sometimes goes too long.
Nice kick into the wind that time for Josiah.
Yeah, Espinosa collects it in midfield, and now the Pirates trying to build something here, but can't quite connect on their final pass.
Denton's defense will send this ball deep, and the defense of the Granbury Pirates are just going to kick the ball out of bounds, and Denton will have a throw in just about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that was Zach Moore, last line of defense for the Pirates, kicking the ball out of bounds. We called his name a lot too last week. He was in a lot defensively as a central defender rather.
Denton will have a throw in here. They'll just try to set it up over here on the far side. A kick towards the middle of the field and right to the Granbury Pirates with the pick, and we can start things running down our way.
Yeah, that's Espinosa starting to get things built up. Holsey trying to find a spot here.
Oh, nice move by Holsey on the far side.
Yeah, up to Wilson. And gets it back to Gentry.
Gentry doubled up over there on the far side.
Yeah, some nice possession here by the Pirates.
Nice ball movement by Granbury. Trying to keep possession between two, and it's stolen by Denton.
Away. And you see Carnes, he's a right fullback, and he's given a lot of license to move forward, and he's getting not only forward, but kind of in the middle. So however he can gain, possession or join the attack, he has the liberty to do that.
And the free kick coming up for the Pirates as there was a Bronco on the back of one of Granbury. We are down to the 20. A long shot's going to be put up. The keeper for Denton. We got a true, legitimate shot on goal that time.
Yeah,
first one by the Pirates.
Espinosa, the shot on goal, but not much on it into the wind.
Far down the other wind. Denton Broncos are giving chase, will not be able to get it. And there you go, that wind. And that was on the ground, forcing that ball all the way down the other end.
It looked like he might be able to latch onto it behind the Pirate defense along the right-hand wing there, but the ball just rolled too far. And, the other thing that contributes, I assume, is this artificial turf. It probably rolls easier than on.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
Denton with a 2-on-4. Good ball control inside. Move inside. Granbury defense will stop it, and the Pirates will take it away. Good job on the defense for the Pirates.
Yeah, Denton collects it back and tries to build from midfield.
Over on the far side, out of bounds, and that will still remain with Denton.
Yeah, that's Caleb Wilson on the right midfield position over there, trying to break things up.
Ball thrown in for Denton. Trying to make something happen, blocked by the Pirates.
Yeah.
Or again, looked like he was held, but he gets the ball out of bounds, and that will go over to Denton.
Yeah, it looked like it deflected off a Denton player, but obviously they called it for the other way, saying it was off more last.
Throw the ball back in, same play as before by Denton. There's the Pirate defense, three black shirts around Denton on the far side of the field, trying to make something up. Great defense by the Pirates to stifle that. They'll have to send it back on the other side of the field. The defense, Pirates almost got a rip right there.
Yeah, Gentry was trying to harass the last.
Wide open man, but there.
Offside, there's a flag up offside, trying to get the ball over the top, but he was behind the last.
5-yard penalty on that offside.
Wrong sport, wrong football.
Oh, darn. Josiah Hall, of course, was there to stop it. One of the Denton players was running free, but there was a reason for that.
Yeah. So McKenna from his left back all the way coming forward.
Got set, still came out with the ball.
Pirates with the ball.
A shot, not much on it, but it's going to be taken by Denton.
Yeah, that goalie looks like a offensive lineman almost. He's a large human being. That's the Denton goalie we're talking about.
Halsey, Granbury's second shot on goal. That's the thing. The Granbury Pirate defense is so far in the first 8 minutes of this game has been very strong.
Yeah.
Denton with really only one true shot on goal, and that was from the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that's right. So, if they're the better team, Denton, so far they haven't really shown it to us.
I haven't seen much to say much difference to me.
Right. Paff trying to latch onto the end of that throw-in, couldn't quite get there.
Pass by Denton, and Granbury is right there for the rip.
Yeah.
Ball's going to be cleared out by Denton. A high kick, ball up to about the 45. Pirates will have it, the header put in to about the 25-yard line, and it will go out of bounds. It'll be Denton's ball.
Yeah, Espinosa wanted Wilson on the end of that, but couldn't quite connect. Good
defense by Granbury to knock it back the other way. Defense. Great job. Here's another shot.
Oh. Yeah, Tristan Halsey had a pretty decent shot towards the edge of the box there, and he's kind of kicking himself that he didn't do better with it.
Already 2 shots by Halsey here. They'll send this ball way back down the other end. Granbury defense. The 4 are back there to stop that. Denton on the kick will get the ball back. They'll send it back to try to set this up from their defense. Granbury there with a pick. McKenna again.
Yeah. And he's going to go all the way forward, almost like a center forward from his left back position.
Halsey again, down into the box it goes. The keeper comes up as McKenna runs by.
Yeah, that's a long way from home if you want to call home left back position. He does a lot of running back and forth.
Goodness, look at that kick. That went about almost 80 yards in the air because of the wind all the way down to the other end. It'll be Granbury's ball going back the other way. Good defense by the Pirates.
So Eddie Ramirez, knowing that McKenna has vacated his left back position for that 4A forward, he basically assumed the role of left back and made sure that ball went out of bounds without any trouble.
Having to go retrieve the ball. We played 10 minutes here in the opening half. No score. Granbury is all of the action so far in this game. 3 goals, 3 shots on goal to 1 for Denton.
Yeah, they're going to call. I guess that was a foul there.
Okay.
As the Denton player was trying to latch onto the end of that long hunt from the goalie back there. So McKenna going to take this one, a free kick from deep in his own end, kicking it out to midfield.
The wind is there as a factor. Denton will touch it first. Over on the far side of the field, left the ball. Granbury is there defensively. They're a little footsie out there at midfield. The ball will go to Denton.
As Jordan Paff trying to get something going in midfield.
Denton quickly down the other end towards the Granbury goal. They'll go inside of the defense. There's McKenna to shut it down. A little pick off that time.
Yeah, and sometimes you can see a yellow card given if the ref feels it's an intentional handball, which he may have thought it was, but he didn't.
Ball kicked way down deep towards the box, and the keeper from Denton is there. Now, that time, the wind was not a problem at all kicking into it.
Yeah, so Ramirez was trying to get onto the end of that pass.
Another strong kick all the way back down to the 35-yard line. That's one thing. It does get back down here quickly. Good job on the defense that time. And you said it again. Many times we mentioned this saying, here he goes again. Moore kicks it out of bounds, and Denton will have a throw-in from about the 20-25-yard line.
Yeah, so 28 and a half minutes left as we count down in the first half, and that's when Coach Kissinger makes a couple of changes up front.
As does Denton. They're sending in some subs here from both sides of the field.
Yeah, so it looks like Julio Rodriguez and also Jacob Dyson in there for the Pirates as forwards.
Set up midfield for Denton. They're having to go all the way over to the other side. Ball is kicked down towards the box, and that hole is there to keep that one with no problem.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez did not play a whole lot last week. He was not one of the primary subs. He came in late, as I recall, but he's the first sub in this week, so we'll keep an eye on him. He and Dyson, again, are the center forward combination up front. It's a 4-4-2, so 4 fullbacks, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards for Granbury.
Also wanted to remind everyone that during this game, the ball goes back into the Denton end, and they would just kick it on back to their keeper. During the game tonight, of course, Granbury Pirate baseball is at Aledo at a very pivotal game early here in district play. Granbury at 4-1 in district after a dramatic win over Centennial the other night. And, of course, Aledo is at 5-0 in district. Kevin Myers is going to be getting a hold of Mills with updates during the game, so we will give those to you as we receive them. We're not able to bring both of them to you tonight because they changed the starting time of this game to 7 o'clock. Originally, it was going to be a 6 o'clock start, but they moved it to 7. So we'll get you updates as the Pirates have already. They started at 7. They're not quite started yet, Matt. It's 7:30 start over in Aledo.
Okay, so a free kick here around midfield. Carnes takes it and gets it ahead to Paff.
Pirates already deep in Denton territory. Into the corner. Ball's going to be kicked. Well, it's still in play.
It's still in play.
Now, that should be a hold right there. Great job. A whistle, and Denton is upset about that one.
Yeah, that was Oscar Raygosa over there on the right wing. I didn't see that he had gone into the game, but he's in there for the Pirates.
Pirates quickly back into play. They'll send this ball too far to the left. But it had some height on it because that's one advantage we do have in goal is you talk about the keeper for Denton might be an offensive lineman, but he's not that tall.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to measure from down here, but, yeah, he does not look as rangy as you'd like your goalie to be.
Josiah Hull with a height advantage the other end, ball back into play. Granbury with it. Oh, nice move that time. Espinoza shot. Denton is there.
Yeah, nice curling effort, but held up a little bit by the wind and easily saved. And looking for a long ball punt once again. These are troublesome once they bounce.
Yeah, they are.
They can be trouble.
Great job. It's going to go all the way down to the other end of the field, headed out by Granbury.
Yeah, that's going to be a corner kick. The rules we talked about last week in soccer, if you back pass it with your head, the goalie can catch it. So he can use his hands if he receives it on a headed ball from his own defender. But if you kick it back there, then the goalie cannot put his hands on it. That would be a violation of the new rules. So
first legitimate opportunity for the Denton Broncos here. They'll have a corner kick coming up.
25 minutes left here in the first half of play. Still no score.
Here comes the kick. Kind of a line drive along the ground. Granbury with first touch to clear that thing out.
Yeah, Raygosa knocked it out. That was easy pickings for Granbury. That was not a real good corner kick for Denton.
It looks like they're going to call Granbury. They're going to have a free kick coming for Denton at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it on Dyson, and there was not a whole lot to it. But this is a dangerous spot here. Easily they can serve this thing in and maybe try to get ahead to it.
Yeah, it is, because this with the wind at the back, this is a difficult defensive situation to be in. They'll leave it. Here comes the kick into the box. Granbury with the header to clear it out.
Yeah.
Another header, but it's headed right back by Denton to another header.
Yeah.
Never seen so many headers in a row fighting for the ball. Granbury clears it.
Head to Dyson, but he's all alone back there, and everybody was back to defend. Dyson was all alone once he got the ball broken out. But McKenna and Moore, two of the taller players back there, had critical headers to break things up for Granbury there.
Denton now with the ball, but picked off again by Granbury.
It's Espinosa, kind of the midfield general, trying to create something here.
He'll send it down deep, but that's nobody down there for Granbury. Dyson chasing, trying to keep the ball in play. He's kind of thrown away.
Beautiful work by Dyson because the Denton player wanted the ball to go out of bounds for, I thought they were going to call it
my
corner.
mind.
Okay, never mind. I thought Dyson had earned a corner down there, but never mind.
So Denton will put the ball back into play here.
I could swear that referee's assistant linesman over there changed his mind. Oh, he's going to call a foul. Okay, he called a foul on Dyson.
On Dyson?
Yeah, I guess trying to get a little rough,
Okay.
trying to save that ball. I didn't quite understand the call. So now
looks like Dyson was the one that was manhandled back there. Denton will put the ball in play, a long kick down the field. Granbury first touch, out of bounds it goes. It'll be Denton's throw in just about at midfield.
That was Caleb Carnes with the header, knocking the ball out of bounds. So throw in here midfield for Denton. Over there on the far side, which is the left, as Denton is looking at it.
Oh, nice defense by the Granbury Pirates. It seems that everywhere there's a white shirt, there's two black shirts for the Pirates so far. Oh, nice pick that time by the Pirates, and they'll start the run down. Is that McKenna again?
Well, that's Jordan Paff, I believe. Yeah, that's Jordan Paff, number 15. So kind of in midfield there next to Espinosa, and it's McKenna taking this throw in that Paff earned. And are they going to do some substitutions?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only way that the only way they could stop that was to kick the ball out of bounds. And Granbury with a throw in at the 40-yard line in Denton territory. So great job on the Pirates, offense and defense.
So Ramirez leaves the field, as does Paff, and I believe that's Trujillo, number 19, and also number 7, Bustamante, on for the Pirates.
Throw in by McKenna. Denton there to get it first. So had the ball down the field. And good job on
Zach
nice
Moore.
poocher that time.
Yeah, Moore stepped all the way up and intercepted, but back comes Denton.
Denton down the far left side, one man on defense, one man on offense. It's centered, but Granbury is there to kick the ball out of bounds.
That's Espinosa. It just deflected off him, but he deflected the pass attempt for Denton.
Denton with a throw-in now at the 35-yard line. Granbury touching it first.
Yeah.
And then they will
Nice
get the
job,
second touch,
Espinosa.
too.
Oh, giveaway by Espinosa after he had a nice touch.
Far side, Denton with an opportunity here. Here's the kick. That will go way out of way.
Yeah. And the two guys that we brought in, one of them was the scorer of our first goal last week, Jose Bustamante, and the other, Trujillo, played, I thought, a terrific game last week, and it just kind of speaks to the depth that Coach Kissinger was talking about. There's not a real one superstar, but, you just bring in waves of guys that are all kind of the same in terms of their abilities, and there's nothing really lacking, and you can keep players fresh. He doesn't like to sub many from the back five, but he subs his midfield and forwards quite a bit.
Hull kicking the ball back into play for Granbury all the way out to about midfield.
That's where it goes to saving it.
Dyson, here's a steal by the Granbury Pirates. A little bit of a run. They'll go to the opposite side of the field. Bustamante will put it up. Not much on that one.
Yeah, he went left-footed, deflected by one of the defenders, and then it just trickled to the goalie.
Well, actually, another shot on goal by the Pirates. That's 5 for Granbury, only 2 for Denton.
Zach Moore, again, getting a header to this one and back up by Carnes.
Great defense again by Granbury. Denton cannot find any kind of offense in this game. They're not even getting any breaks. I guess the wind, they're outrunning. The wind is, they're not able to catch up with the wind.
Yeah. The one thing that they've tried to do is try to break behind us a few times. One time they were caught offside, and several others, the ball's just gone too long. We've got some size back there, so they're trying to get behind us with speed. But so far, no dice for Denton, as there's just under 20 minutes left to go here in the first half.
But there's some Dyson for the Pirates.
Okay.
We played half of this first half. Granbury heads the ball out of bounds. It will go to the Pirates. It was actually off of Denton.
Yeah, it was a kind of a controversy between the teams of who was going to get that throw in, but it does go to the Pirates over here. So I think it's McKenna that's going to take it from the left-hand side for Granbury.
McKenna coming up, looking down at his teammates.
Looking for Julio Rodriguez. And
I think we've got a call against Granbury?
No, I think it's just out of bounds is what
okay.
Yeah, they're just going to say it was out of bounds off Rodriguez.
Oh, okay. Denton back on the defensive end of it for the Broncos, trying to find some kind of offense here. Pirates have been just magnificent on defense so far.
Yeah.
A little bit of a go that time, but the Pirates are there to stop it and kick it out of bounds before they can get anything going.
Yeah, Zach Moore coming over, kind of filling it behind Carnes on that right-hand side and kicking the ball out of bounds.
moving pretty quickly here. We've had no stoppage of play at all here.
Yeah, no injuries. Thankfully, there's been several whistles for fouls, but the clock keeps going.
Denton thought might have had a little bit of a break. Now they're at the center of the field on the far side. There is a man open, and it looks offside is called.
Yeah.
Well, we dodged a bullet right there because he was wide open by himself on the right side.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be able to shoot from there, but he could have had a lot of room and space to pass the ball into the middle, and fortunately he was just a little bit offside.
Pirates will put the ball back into play here for...
Yeah, that's McKenna. A lot of times you have your left back would be left-footed, but McKenna's right-footed, even though he's playing on the left-hand side.
Denton with the ball now. That probably won't last for long as the Pirates come in and pick it off. We are right directly at midfield. Granbury fighting for it.
Yeah,
the ball hits to the far side, and Pirates will not be able to get to the ball before it goes out of bounds. It will go to Denton.
Yeah, it was Bustamante trying to keep it in from Trujillo and couldn't quite do it.
Denton up and throwing. They will have a little chest, and here's a pass down deep for Denton, an opportunity for them. Had to wait on it. The ball goes towards out of bounds, and it will be Denton's throw-in deep in Pirate territory.
And that was Blahowiak defensively trying to break things up, and the ball went off him. So throw-in down there on the right-hand side for Denton as they're moving forward with the wind at their back here in the first half.
Looking to throw the ball in, they'll do just a little short one.
Nice by McKenna to get rid of to kick that ball out, and now there's some sort of a call for a foul, and
a calling it against the Pirates here.
Looks I missed it. I think that was off the ball. What the linesman? Oh, he's just calling it out of bounds for a throw
in back in for the Broncos. Pirates there with the defense.
Rodriguez getting it ahead to Bustamante, but can't quite get on the end of it.
Nowhere to go for Denton, so they'll have to send it back to their defense to get something set up. Ball is kicked down deep towards the box. The Pirates there, a flying leap on that was for the defensive stand for the Pirates.
Yeah, Carnes with that header. Nice job there, and the ball's going to go out of bounds.
Well, he kept the ball in play, but it has to already send it back to their defense to try to set something up one more time for the Broncos.
And Dyson and Rodriguez doing a lot of running there, chasing this ball and trying to just put pressure. If you make one mistake at the back there, it can end up in the back of your own net. So
then at midfield, we'll send this ball deep. There's a chase one-on-one for the Pirates. Ball is kicked in, and there's Hull easily to stop that one.
Yeah, he got there kind of behind Moore on that wing, but he had zero people to pass it to and just kind of meekly put it into the middle for Hall to pick up.
Josiah puts the ball back into play for Granbury. Denton got the first foot on that one, but the Pirates come up and pick the ball off and put it back into play, sending it down to Denton territory, but it's picked off by Denton. Pirates come up.
Rodriguez, nice play.
Shot sent down deep, far side of the field. Can Granbury not quite get to it, but I believe that's going to be out on Denton, and we should have a deep throw-in coming.
Yeah, that was Bustamante on the left wing trying to latch onto it and at least earn the throw-in. And we're going to have some substitutions here again. So it's going to be Raygosa going off. I can't quite tell who else is going off or on. Rodriguez is off. It looks like Freddie Espinosa off and Jacob Dyson are off. And we'll try to get you all the names and numbers going back on. It looks like Jordan Paff is back on. I think Gentry and Halsey are back on as well.
15 minutes left here in the opening half. No score. Granbury with a throw-in deep in Denton territory. We'll have a throw-in from the left side here.
Bustamante taking it.
Little off the chest, kicked out by Denton.
McKenna forward to collect and
back deep it goes. Here's a shot towards the box for the Pirates. Denton with the header to stop it. Pirates do have it again.
That's Trujillo.
Trying to set it up. He'll go back to the Pirates defense to set things up. And again, farther back here out to the 40, Pirates get a look at it here. Sent down deep in his all-white shirts.
Yeah, that was Zach Moore from the back trying to pass it forward. And they're going to shepherd that ball out over the inline.
I like that. I like that. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Mills with the shepherd the ball.
Well,
I'm impressed.
Little soccer terminology. Yeah, I watch a little.
Mills throwing down here. I'm liking it.
Okay.
Ball kicked back into play by the keeper from Denton. Granbury coming up with a pick. Again, setting it back.
That's Carnes, and it looks like, he kicked the ball, but it went off Denton. So throw in just past midfield for Granbury. with 13:45 and counting left in the first half of play. Still no score.
Pirates will have the ball on the throw-in at about the 40-yard line here. So going into the win here in this first half. Ball sent in, headed by the Pirates, down a little bit further, hitting there with the defense,
Trujillo.
but the Pirates comes back with it. Trujillo again. Here's the pass.
McKenna
looks back to the middle of the field and sent over to the far sideline. Shot put up a long one. Trying to get it back into play. The keeper, an opportunity for the Pirates, but the keeper shut it down.
Yeah, Carnes crossed there all the way over into the middle. It looks like it was Gentry on the other end with a header, but the keeper got it.
Ball back into play.
Yeah, Carnes intercept trying to break it up, but here comes Denton, and McKenna breaks this one up. And ahead to Gentry.
And back it goes.
If he gets on the end,
a little bit of a collision there.
They're going to say that was a bit of a body check there on Gentry. Gentry's going to say, hey, that was a 50-50 ball that I was going for, but I think some hockey players would be proud of the body that he put into the defender there.
That's right, eh? What a great shot that was, eh? He checked him into the glass, Mills,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Scottish hockey players. But anyway, here we go with Paff trying to get something going.
It was Reeser,
Oh, okay.
Denton for the ball at midfield. They'll send this ball deep now. An opportunity for Denton. It gets past the Pirates, but back there is Hull. Another stoppage, and the Granbury defense has been spectacular.
Yeah, they really have been. The same guys as last time. Zach Moore in particular is very impressive back there. And Trujillo collects. Another foul.
Another foul on the Pirates.
A lot of fouls.
You're kind of like, come on, man.
Yeah, and what the referee is saying to Gentry here, that's 2 fouls I called on you in a row. Something else, then I'm going to give you a yellow card.
Better quit it. I'll write your name down on my list.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
Here's a long kick from midfield, and it's right down the Hull. Well, he goes high into the air to snare that one.
Yeah, easy pickings for Hull. Just overshot the pass in.
Another long kick, long shot on goal for Denton.
Yeah, out of bounds at midfield, and a throw in coming for Denton coming back.
11 minutes left here in the opening half. Denton trying to get something started, and there's the Pirate defense to shut it down again.
Yeah, here comes McKenna from his left back position. And over to Gentry. Back to
with
Denton.
a pick and a nice pass down deep for the Broncos. Good defense by the Pirates. Was that shepherding?
No. Yeah. Shepherding is when you want the ball to go out of bounds and you're trying to shield the other guy from getting his foot on it.
Well, he looked like he was shielding the ball.
Okay.
Well, that only applies to out of bounds.
Yeah, it really only applies to you want the ball to go out of bounds and you don't want the other guy to collect it. You
All right.
want it out.
He was not a shepherd. There's going to be another whistle, I'm thinking.
Yeah. A lot of whistles against Granbury here in the first half. No cards been shown, but that was Paff. And it's going to be at the 22-yard line, as you see on the football markers. But Denton, this is an excellent spot for Denton, and there's a timeout here on the field.
Going to have a stoppage. A yellow card has been issued by the Pirates. That's going to be on Jose
Bustamante. And that has to obviously be for something that he said, because he was not a part of that foul. That was Paff, I believe, that committed the foul. And then he shows the card to Bustamante. So he goes off as per the rules. And we've got a substitution. I'm trying to see who's coming in for Granbury. Is that Dyson? No, that's Wilson, I believe, Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson coming in, yeah. So a free kick, like Mills said, ball is about the 22. The Pirates have got 3 guys lined up here to try to get to this. Win at their back. The third man through, they'll go try to sneak it in. Ball is by Denton. The header is put up. It hit the goal post.
The football goal post, I believe. I think that went off the yellow because they called it dead as soon as it hit the yellow football goal
man,
post.
That's the closest we've had to a goal tonight.
Yeah, that was a nice little play. They built it up, kind of try to catch us off guard. And now we've got Coach Kissinger, and he's having some words with the referee. I guess this goes back to the Bustamante yellow card, and he's trying to maybe get some clarification or complain. Who knows? I'm not sure.
What you messing with my boy out there for, man?
Yeah.
Just leave him alone.
Yeah. Anyway, the goal kickoff there by
Hull. Back into play it goes for the Pirates.
Yeah.
Denton really, for the first time tonight, starting to show a little bit of offense, Mills.
Yeah, they are. But, Hall's been very composed back there, and he hasn't been, too threatened most of the time.
No, he hasn't at all. Now, Denton on the far side of the field, they'll put this ball deep, and that's going to make it all the way out of bounds, and it will be the Pirates.
No, I think that was Carnes touched it. They're going to call that a corner kick.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Carnes had a slight deflection on it, and it just rolled all the way out. So they're going to take the long, lonely run to collect the ball from outside the track that makes its way around the field. And so 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first half. No score yet.
Then we'll have the corner kick here.
Most of
everybody getting in position.
Yeah, they're going to try to bring a lot of their crew from outside the box in and just come in late if they can.
High into the air this time.
All the way over.
Yeah, it cleared everyone. Denton trying a little reverse on the kick, but it's going to be cleared out by the Pirates.
And that's Gentry. And
there's a takedown.
In the back.
We're going to get a return yellow card here.
We may.
Oh, he brought it out. Oh. He pulled it.
Well, I don't know. It was definitely a foul. I don't know if it was a true yellow card, but I'll tell you one thing. I've heard coaches talk. They say, we're not arguing the last call. We're arguing the next call. So, Kissinger complained about the Bustamante yellow card, and then a few minutes later, there's a yellow shown to Denton. So, who knows if that worked or not.
Way to go, Kissinger. My man, taking care of business out there now, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So now the Denton coach is furious, and he's yelling at the referee.
Okay, well, this doesn't mean a yellow card on the Pirates coming up on the next
play. Well, yeah, who knows? But I don't know if Kissinger's complaining worked. I don't know if that was really a yellow card. He just kind of came over the back of Gentry, but anyway, we'll take it, I guess.
Pirates will kick the ball back into play now. We're at about midfield. Yeah. Ball sent on the far side of the field. Pirates sent it way down deep. Yeah. Cleared by Denton.
And trying to collect there is Trujillo. Can't quite do it.
Sent over the far side of the field for Denton, and that is out of bounds, and that will be our ball on the throw in at about the 30.
The photographer tried to stop it over there, but...
way to go, Mary.
Yeah. It went 5-hole on Mary, so that's a hockey term. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Throwing in various stuff.
Oh, we're throwing hockey, eh?
Anyway, so Carnes for the throw-in on the far side.
Denton has it first. Tries to get the ball centered. The Pirates are there to stop it, but then the defense from Denton will come up to grab a hold. And Granbury on the other end looked like a little hand check out there.
It's got to be.
Boom! He did.
So nice work there by McKenna, and drew the foul. And now to Paff, who's looking forward to Holsey, and still Holsey to Wilson.
Nice pass, but Denton was there to take the ball away. The defense of Denton now with the ball. They'll center it back.
Yeah, Holsey or Gentry trying to put on a little pressure there, but still passing it around their own end. Here is Denton. Trujillo trying to pressure, and still passing it around their own end, not really going anywhere.
They're going to try to burn 6 minutes off the clock down here in their own end.
That's all right with me.
They'll come up to steal the ball.
Yeah, Gentry's still trying to put pressure on. Now they look to go over the top.
Hit it down deep, but there's Granbury Pirates with the header. Who was that?
Zach Moore again, yeah.
Moore, just an excellent job, as he always does on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Denton now at midfield will try to send this ball deep down on one run going. It's just him. He'll have a little shot down there, but Granbury on the defense and Hull to make sure.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson was the one taking care of business and making sure they didn't get much of a shot.
Oh, what a move by McKenna. Another move by McKenna.
Oh, beautiful soccer from McKenna, and ahead to Gentry, and he's going to try to break into the box.
Gentry, put it up.
Oh,
oh, man, unbelievable. Wait a minute. What do we got? It is going to be a goal for the Granbury Pirates, I think.
Absolutely. That was fantastic. Equal parts brilliance as far as Gentry is concerned, and also McKenna, and a yellow card to the Denton coach. Wow, that was absolutely phenomenal. One of the better goals you're going to see. McKenna with the fancy footwork, dribbling through, slaloming through a couple of defenders, and then finding Gentry, who did the rest for Granbury, and that was just outstanding.
Now, give me the. I couldn't even keep up with who scored the goal.
Yeah, that was Gentry that finished.
I thought so.
as far as I could tell, with the left foot. It just went into the far corner of the far post and bounced in. Excellent work there for the Pirates, but McKenna from the back just, dribbled through the guys, created the space, and then Gentry finished it off well.
And I don't understand what the Denton coach was complaining about. I mean, there's Gentry between two defenders and was still able to get the ball between them and get that first goal of the game with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first half.
Yeah, that was, I don't know the complaint, but...
That they scored?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Denton coming up quick. The Pirate defense, once again, they'll have to send the ball back to the defense to get something set up far side of the field now for the Broncos. Looking down the field, running to midfield and kicking the ball on down. Granbury there for the defense.
And it's
out of bounds off of Denton.
Yeah, Zach Moore. And by the way, after the goal, there were a couple of substitutions. Julio Rodriguez and Jacob Dyson back in for Granbury, and the pairing of Gentry and Halsey off. So it's Paff over there trying to collect and get something going for Granbury.
Well, Granbury fighting for the ball now in Denton territory, 2-on-1 for the Broncos. The ball is going to be cleared, and that whistle is blown. Looks like, now how can the...
Well, he's a little whistle happy.
Boy, he is.
The referee. I thought, just play on there. I guess they called that on Rodriguez. Not a whole lot to it. But back comes Denton. So interesting, the substitution patterns tonight. Rodriguez playing quite a bit today, and he didn't play much last week. And we have not yet seen Tristan Campbell, who played a lot last week, so we'll have to find out about that.
Nope, that was a... Okay, are you going to get it? That's miscommunication between Granbury and Denton. The ball goes out of bounds, advantage Pirates.
Yeah, well, if it was off Denton, then we're just going to watch it go out of bounds, no problem.
No problem,
so
man. You're not going to get it, I'm not.
Yeah, McKenna throwing it in here for Granbury. Nice header by
comes up, but
Espinosa.
look at all the black shirts over there, but picked by Denton. And they'll have to send it back into their defense to try to set it up on the left side of the field. Running down to about the 40, they'll send a kick deep, but that's going to go no problem down to Hull. He'll just pick it there and put the ball back into play for the Pirates.
Yeah, just kind of wasting some time. He's got it at his feet, now he can collect it with his hands and punt it away.
Pirates 1-0 here. 5:20 mark, a goal by Gentry.
Yep. And Dyson now trying to pick up where Gentry left off. And Espinosa's back in there. I guess he was one of the late subs that came on as well. And I think Trujillo went off for Granbury.
Of course, that's Bryce Gentry, one of the looking next year also for Bryce Gentry, one of the young men in the backfield for Granbury Pirate football.
Yeah, both brands of football for Gentry.
Ain't no doubt about it. Denton trying to get something going, but again, you look on the Pirate side of the field, the ball is kicked down towards the Denton end.
Yeah, that was Blahowiak that stepped in there and intercepted and couldn't quite find anybody ahead.
Ball is kicked on the left side of the field. This is the closest and the longest run that Denton has had, but there's 4 black shirts awaiting, so Denton is going to have to put this ball way back to center field, and Granbury will come back, and there's a body check into the glass, eh?
Oh, yeah, they called Espinosa. He was the much smaller player trying to have a kind of 50-50 shoulder challenge with a much bigger guy, and the referee thought that Espinosa was a little bit too physical there.
Free kick coming up here for Denton, the ball at about the 30-yard line. Under 2 minutes left here in the opening half. Granbury 1-0 over Denton. A long kick down towards the box. It goes. Oh, knocks it out of play.
Yeah. Oh, nice by Paff. That one was a worrisome ball because it was fed into a real dangerous spot.
It sure was.
Espinosa this time trying to intercept in the midfield.
Still trying to find something, and they always have to go back on the defensive end because that's the only place where there's open men.
Yeah, open space and open men.
Down deep it goes. Hull will just watch it come to him. 1:22 left here in the opening half, and Granbury will put the ball back into play on the left side.
Yeah, and it's McKenna, the magic man, who created the first goal.
Denton comes up and intercepts for the Pirates, but there's the defense.
And Espinosa looking ahead
for Wilson.
Looking ahead for Dyson.
And the only thing Denton can do is kick it out of bounds. That should be ours, but no, it will be Denton out of bounds.
Yes, they said it went off Dyson. The coach was trying to influence the ref a little bit. I guess it worked.
Ball kicked deep for Denton. Now remember the second half, Granbury will have the wind at their back. An open shot looked like The Denton Bronco is in the box. Great play by the Granbury Pirate defense.
So it was Moore who tumbled to the ground and said he was fouled, but no call. And then Denton broke a head there and was trying to collect for a shot on goal, and it was Blahowiak coming in to save the day and knock it out of bounds. But here comes
the corner kick. Everybody lining up here with 27 seconds left here in the first half. Shot high. It's going to go all the way across the box. Denton trying to capture it back. They do, but the Pirates there on the defense. A rip! Blahowiak clears it all the way out. Another ball kicked high into the air, down to 10 seconds left in the half. There's a flurry going on right here. Granbury will kick the ball out of bounds.
That's going to do it.
It sure will.
I guess they're going to call offside, but that's going to do it for the first half. Granbury 1 and Denton nothing. Nice job in the first half by the Pirates.
Bryce Gentry with the goal. Compliments of our man McKenna. So great job, Granbury. 1-0 over the favored Denton Broncos. We'll be back with the second half. Keep it tuned to 90.5 FM, KTRL, the home of Pirate Sports.
As a sponsor of Granbury Pirate Sports, First National Bank of Granbury has 7 convenient locations throughout Hood County. Each location offers 24-hour ATM service and on-site loan services to help you with any of your loan needs. They offer personal loans, auto loans, home equity, and mortgage lending. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Classic Chevrolet in Granbury proudly supports Granbury Sports on KTRL 90.5. The Classic team is always ready to greet the customer with a warm smile, whether it be with new cars, used cars, or the service department. For more information, go online to classicgranbury.com or call 1-800-296-9188. That's 1-800-296-9188.
Granbury Pirate Sports is brought to you in part by Lake Granbury Medical Center, where you'll find the 30-minute or less ER pledge. You can find the average wait time online or on your mobile device. Don't wait when you need care fast. Learn more at LakeGranburyMedicalCenter.com or call 817-573-2273. That's 817-573-2273.
Granbury Pirate Sports are sponsored in part by Mike Brown Ford. Mike Brown Ford is located on Highway 377 in Granbury, where they commit themselves to the customer. To find out more about Mike Brown Ford in Granbury, visit them online at MikeBrownAuto.com or call them at 817-279-5900. That's 817-279-5900.
Shiner Energy and Consulting proudly supports Granbury Pirate Sports. Shiner Energy and Consulting Corp. is a Texas-based oil and gas acquisition and consulting company with nearly 20 years in the industry. Shiner's agents also have extensive skills in territories across the U.S. For more information, please call 682-936-2800 or visit them online at shinerenergy.com. Pirate Sports are sponsored by BMY. BMY offers solutions essential to managing your finances. As a proud supporter of Granbury Sports, BMY is there to make sure that you have a clear understanding of your financial status throughout the year. For more information, call 817-279-7052. That's 817-279-7052.
As a sponsor of Granbury Pirate Sports, First National Bank of Granbury has 7 convenient locations throughout Hood County. Each location offers 24-hour ATM service and on-site loan services to help you with any of your loan needs. They offer personal loans, auto loans, home equity, and mortgage lending. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The following broadcast is paid for by the City of Granbury.
You are listening to KTRL 90.5 FM, Stephenville, Granbury, Glenrose, the home of Pirate Sports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is second half time here from I can never figure that out. It's Chisholm Trail High School. It just doesn't fit for Saginaw. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't fit. But we are in Saginaw at Fort Worth, Texas. An absolutely spectacular full moon tonight, Mills.
Yeah, it was looking right out on it.
Just beautiful moon. And we've got all kinds. Hey, we've actually got a BMY update for you tonight. Before we get back into second half action, Granbury taking on Aledo over at Aledo, and baseball going on. And right now, Aledo is up 3-1. You talked to Myers. Any information on that?
I knew that we were down 3-0, and then we got one run back.
Okay,
in the baseball
all right.
game. So anyway, Denton's going to kick off the second half, but Granbury now is the one with the win, and it's just as strong as it was at the beginning. If not stronger,
my goodness, it is. That is incredible.
Gale force win, so that's going to be at our back. You know, we talked about in the first half. I was saying I'd hope to go into the half tied. Well, we're even better than that. We're up 1-0,
Unbelievable.
and we already went through the wind in our face. So we'll see how it works with the wind in our back.
Granbury doubling Denton in shots on goal. Granbury with 6 and Denton with just 3. Of course, Denton they had a couple of corner kicks to no avail.
Yeah.
But Granbury Pirates, of course, with the goal scored by Bryce Gentry at the 5:20 mark and an absolutely spectacular assist by Hunter McKenna. And Denton's all the way down the field, already down to our end of it. But Granbury on the defense stops any kind of a threat.
Yeah, that was McKenna trying to intercept, and now the ball's going to
come back to Denton.
Field, but still to Denton. And they're coming out looking pretty strong here in the second half, but now intercepted by Espinosa, and he's going to settle things down and try to get it ahead.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, Matt, the effect on the Granbury Pirate offense here in this second half. Of course, it seemed like the majority of the game was played on Denton's end of the field in that first half. So it will be interesting to see if the wind was the factor, if we're just better than they are.
Yeah, so the ball looks like it was off Denton over there on the left wing for Ramirez, knocking the ball, and throw in for McKenna.
The Pirates trying to get something started. Their first time down the field, and they kick the ball out of bounds, and that will go back to Denton at about the 30-yard line. Wanted to remind everyone, of course, portion of tonight's game is brought to you by the great folks at Lake Granbury Medical Center, normally doing the pregame show, but we just came right at you tonight as we were here in Denton, Texas. So we want to thank the good folks at Lake Granbury Medical Center for the pregame show and also during the game, as we are doing tonight. Denton bringing the ball back down into Granbury territory.
Yeah, Carnes trying to intercept, and now we're going to get the ball back here. It's Espinosa looking to spring somebody, but can't quite get on the end of it. Halsey and Denton passing it around from the back. And
a long kick. Wow, that was a long one into the wind. Denton 2-on-1. Granbury Pirates trying to
over the it was Zach Moore again, and he had the ball there, and the Denton player was fouling him there. So drawing the foul was Zach Moore. It was actually 2-on-1, 2 Pirates on one attacker there for Denton, and Moore easily cleaned that one up.
One more time, great defense by the Granbury Pirates to stop what looked like might have been a small run, but they quelched that, and it's back down the other way. Good job on the kick by Hull. Denton sends it back to their defense as they did most of the first half offensively, because the Granbury Pirate defense was just spectacular. Granbury, well, it'll be a quick throw-in coming up for the Pirates. They'll send it down deep, but Denton there with it first. Ball kicked down towards the keeper, but it's going to be just left of the net. Granbury is going, speaking of that, they're going left to right on your radio dial here in this second half.
And
not much of a kick there.
Not much of a kick, but Denton is able to control it.
Just kept in bounds. Denton over towards the center of the field. They'll try to get into Pirate territory, but just barely. Looking over to the wing, got to take the ball on down himself.
Oh,
what a rip!
Yeah, McKenna, nice job intercepting that one.
Pirates are they're playing with confidence, and if you know Doug Kissinger, the dude is cocky. I mean, but he should be.
Right?
I mean, that's what you need out there. And these kids, they are exuding it. Granbury Pirates with a no-look over to the right side of the field. They'll send it down towards the box, and the keeper is there. What a great play.
Yeah, that was Wilson kicking that one in. It almost looked like it was going to be a pass, and I don't know if the wind carried it, but it was heading for the far corner, and the keeper caught it. So.
Nice play by the Granbury Pirates, and they'll come up and steal it again, and guess who?
Zach Moore.
You are correct, sir.
Espinosa.
Oh, great pass by the Pirates down to the center of the field.
Oh, here we
We're
go.
headed towards it. Over kick on the other side here.
Oh!
What a great play by the keeper from Denton. We had an open shot right there, but that was a spectacular play by the keeper.
Yeah, that was wow. That was Eddie Ramirez coming in from the left-hand side midfield, and it was a one-on-one situation with the goalie. The goalie came out and made the challenge and stopped him at point-blank range.
But we will have a corner kick, and Granbury already here with 2 shots on goal early here in this second half. 5 minutes gone here. Granbury with a big threat coming here as we've got a corner kick coming up.
Yeah, and 2-0. I was thinking, with the way things are going and the way our defense plays, you can just about turn the lights out. I know there was 35 minutes left to go in the second half, but 2-0 would have been huge there. So the corner kick coming in, and Granbury, everybody at the edge of the box, and going to run in last second here.
Here comes the line drive. It's up into the air. It's going to be headed out by Denton, but right back over to the Pirates on the far side of the field. Kick back, Denton comes and picks the ball for an interception, and they start down their way, and they'll kick the ball about midfield, taken by Denton, but stole right back by the Granbury Pirates, midfield about the 40-yard line. Nice kick in, blocked by Denton, and then passed over. Denton will kick the ball down and have control of it, heading to Pirate territory. Oh, what a defensive play.
Yeah, nice play there. Blahowiak stepping in and breaking up that attack.
Denton down the other end trying to get something happening here offensively. Had to kick it back into play.
Yeah, left-hand side there, and didn't have a lot going on. Regrouping again, trying to attack from the midfield. And still just kind of kicking it around in the midfield for Denton, looking for an opening.
Oh, almost a steal that time.
Yeah, almost could have been something going forward for Gentry, but couldn't quite get on the end of that.
Ball kicked down deep for Denton. It's on the left side of the box. A shot's going to be put up. They tried to come in. Oh, it was almost the give and go, and not quite the go.
Wow. So he broke in there on the left-hand wing on the attack there for Denton and crossed it into the middle and found a man, and he connected, but he connected just wide. So that was really about the best opportunity of the game for Denton.
It sure is. That is their 4th shot on goal. Granbury all the way back down to the other end. And here we go on a
Gentry.
run. Oh, Gentry up and over with almost looked like a cartwheel out there.
Yeah, Halsey did well to get it to Gentry, and Gentry, if he could have eluded that last defender, would have been in on goal. But now a foul here. And
free kick coming up for Denton.
Yeah, Denton's going to have...
You know what, I mentioned a minute ago that Kissinger is cocky, but he's earned that right to be that way. He's a state champion player, and he's a very successful coach, and it's just the guy that he is.
Yeah.
He's a confident young man, and that's the way his team plays.
Yeah, and we're seeing that tonight from Granbury.
Ball is kicked down deep. Granbury, good defense as it was a 2-on-2, but the Pirates were able to break it through.
Yeah, and now Paff collecting and trying to settle things in the middle, and that's Espinosa looking ahead for Halsey.
Halsey will kick the ball back.
Back to Wilson, to Espinosa and Carnes. Again, Wilson, nice little triangle passes.
Oh, nice job to get that by.
And
Pirates looking to get a little pass on that, blocked by Denton.
Yeah,
oh, it's a handball.
Hand, yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think real intentional, but certainly was touched by the hand, and that's a decent attacking opportunity on the right-hand wing, and it looks like Carnes is probably going to serve this one in and maybe get some of our big guys. They've put Zach Moore all the way from defense into the box because he's one of the bigger guys.
It certainly is. Here we go. Granbury at about the 25-yard line. Here's the kick that'll be up high, and it'll go right to the keeper right in the middle of the end zone.
Yeah. End zone. Well, it is an end zone.
It is the end zone.
It's still painted there. It says Rangers.
It
purple
does.
And gold.
It says Chisholm Trail Rangers.
Yeah.
We're just surrounded by purple and gold.
Yeah,
Denton's purple and gold. Granbury's purple and gold. And Chisholm Trail, there's another one kicked down towards the box. And Granbury with 2 more shots on goal. That's 10.
Yeah, that was Jordan Paff there. Some of our shots have been long distance that haven't really troubled the keeper, but a couple of times he's had to take some big stops. McKenna fighting for that ball, no foul called against Denton, and now they collect it and try to get it going.
Send it on deep, but it'll be out of bounds. Wind held that up and pushed it out of bounds.
Yeah. So
Granbury will have a throw in here.
Yeah, it looks like Wilson. And Wilson and Carnes almost overlap a lot of times. Carnes is the fullback and Wilson's the right midfielder, but sometimes it looks like Wilson is the last line of defense when Carnes goes forward.
Substitution time for the Granbury Pirates. We've almost played 10 minutes here in the second half of play. Granbury leading 1-0 in this ball game.
So changing the top forwards, it's the Dyson Rodriguez pairing coming in for Granbury, and it's Gentry and Halsey going off.
Nice throw in, but Denton will have the first touch of it, but it goes right back to the Pirates. Ball kicked down deep, but nobody there for the Granbury Pirates.
Carnes looking for somebody to get on there over the top, but the wind helped push that to the goalie. Ball
kicked back into play. Another proud sponsor of Pirate Sports here on 90.5 FM is the great folks at Mike Brown Ford, Mike Brown Auto Group. They have everything that you could possibly need, and we want to thank them very much for their continued sponsorship here on 90.5 FM. Denton with a little bit of a breakdown, but the Granbury Pirate defense is there. Work the ball into the center of the field. Defense there again. And they're going to call a free kick at the 20?
Yeah. It was Zach Moore again, and, he's a physical defender. There's no getting around it, and sometimes too physical, and there wasn't a whole lot in that, but they're going to call the foul, so definitely an opportunity. This is straight away at the goal.
Yeah, it is.
And really, you'd almost rather it be from an angle if you're going to try to serve it in for a header, because I don't think they're going to kick this one into the wind on goal from this distance.
You wouldn't think so. They'll make their move towards the ball. Everybody behind the Pirate line. Here's the shot. There's Hull.
Yeah.
Boom, he's got it.
Yeah, he did kick it right straight onto the goal, but again, into that wind, it's tough to really test the keeper from there.
Not able to get the height on it, of course, of that wind. Boy, Hull got that way up in the air.
Yeah.
And Denton will touch it first, but goes right to the Pirates.
Yeah. Carnes trying to get it ahead to Dyson. And
Dyson was held. It's towards the out of bounds.
Rodriguez tried to get the ball as it trickled out of bounds, but it's going to be thrown in.
Looked like Dyson was held, but they're calling a free kick for Denton.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Yeah, there's some ticky-tack stuff, but anyway.
Denton send the ball down deep, trying to get something happening on the far side of the field. Good defense by the Pirates. Ball towards the keeper. A wide open shot for Denton, and he missed it. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Now, are they going to say corner? Yeah, they're going to say it was deflected. So Hall kind of vacated his spot to try to deal with the original ball. It came out to a gaping open net, but there were about 4 defenders. Open net in terms of the goalie not being in the goal, but there were several defenders for Granbury. And one of them, I couldn't tell who deflected the ball, and it's a corner.
The coach for Denton is literally beside himself. I saw him over here, and he's beside himself over there.
There's 2 of him.
Yes, there is. Oh, he was. Yes, he was. Well, we're up here. We didn't actually hear what he said, but I can just imagine. Here comes the corner kick now. Big threat for Denton. Ball put up.
Oh.
The header is there and cleared by the Pirates.
Dangerous position there. And
there we go, a run. Seen it happen too many times. Ball kicked on ahead. Can we catch up to it? They'll kick the ball back on down to the keeper. Denton almost scored for Granbury.
Yeah. Wow. Miscommunication between the goalie and the last defender. The last defender trying to make a back pass to the goalie, and it went right by him, but not into the goal. It went out for a corner kick. So at least we went from one corner kick to a quick one on the other end. So now Granbury, it looks like Carnes is going to take it from the right corner for Granbury.
All right, 27 minutes left here in the game. Granbury still leading this one 1-0. A lot more activity here in this second half, though, Mills.
Yeah, here comes the corner from Carnes, and we, again, try to break in from outside the box to in.
Kind of a line driver, trying to header, just missed, and back and forth it goes. Pirates try to shot. It was just wide to the left.
Yeah, it fell to Rodriguez's feet at the edge over there on the far side, but it was kind of unexpected. It went over some heads and just boom, laid at his lap, and he couldn't do anything with it.
I couldn't tell who was right there in the middle trying to jump high enough to get a header on that, but like you say, the ball did get a little too high on us.
Yeah. So Denton trying to collect it and pass it from the back. And they've done quite a bit of this, just pass it around, pass it around.
They're just playing catch back there.
Yeah.
Want to thank the good folks at Cheney Eye Center, another sponsor here. They always have the starting lineup for us, and they're part of this broadcast tonight. And, of course, thank you so much, Dr. Chris, for the glasses that I'm wearing. I did pay for them, but I want to, appreciate the spectacular wear that I have. Denton just let the ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, mistakes, and now close to midfield on the Denton end, and it's going to be a Granbury throw-in, and it looks like I think Caleb Wilson's going to take care of that.
They'll scoot him back here a little bit, about the 45-yard line. Yeah, that was just a senseless play by Denton. Just kicked the ball and let it go out of bounds. All right, deep. Going to be first touched by Denton, and they will control it here, sending the ball on deep into Pirate territory. The wind holding that thing up.
Yeah, McKenna's over there trying to kind of bicycle it backwards, and now half to McKenna. Nice job by those guys.
Denton heads it on down, but there's the Pirates on the defense. It's headed up again.
And Paff battling for it. And again, a ticky-tack foul on Paff. A couple of quick BMY out-of-town scores I'm getting from Rick Mock from the paper. 0-0 in the top of the sixth, Burleson and Granbury softball. And 3-2 was the latest score from Aledo. We're trailing, but a little bit closer in baseball.
All right. We like to hear both of those scores. Back over the back that time.
No call. It looked like one of the Pirates got an elbow in the back.
There's a shot down deep,
That's
and
offside.
It was over the head of Denton, and an offside's called anyway.
Yeah, they call that a trap sometimes when, you know, an offensive player is down there and he's kind of looking for the ball, and you just kind of sneak up and everybody pushes forward. Now all of a sudden the offensive guy is offside behind the defense. So that's what happened there. They pulled up on the offside trap and caught them there napping.
All right, Hull will now put the ball back into play for Granbury here. 25 minutes left here in the contest. Pirates holding on to the 1-0 lead. Bryce Gentry at the 5:20 mark of the first half. A ball kicked way down deep. First touch by Denton.
Yeah, it's Wilson battling.
There was a jump ball there, and it will go to Denton.
Yeah, it was off Wilson's head out of bounds, so they'll be throwing the ball in. A lot more tense moments.
There is.
You know, in the second half, but still no goals there for Denton. And they're going to throw it in for the left side.
Denton now with the ball, trying to get the ball passed on ahead. Look out, there's a run on the left side. It's black shirts in front. The Denton player had to hold up with it because there was too many. He'll turn around and head towards the box. Headed out by the Granbury Pirates. They've got another shot. It will go wide as Hull will chase it. It goes out of bounds, but they'll have a throw-in we've got a corner coming here.
I didn't see that very well. I thought it was going to be out on Denton, but Hull was chasing after it to keep it from going out of bounds and couldn't do it. So
another corner kick coming up for Denton here.
Try to dodge.
Here's the shot, a high one up. Over the box it is. It's still active in the box. Another kick on the other side. Pirates fighting to keep the ball. Back in play it goes. Headed out by the Granbury Pirates. Great defense.
Yeah, nice job there, Zach.
But they'll kick it way deep, high into the air.
And that's Hull.
And there is Mr. Hull for another save for the Pirates.
So 23.5 minutes left in the second half as Hull lets his guys run down the field, and now he's going to punt it deep and high.
My goodness.
Very high.
That almost touched the moon.
Yeah. And there.
Great play by Dyson.
Rodriguez trying to get on the edge of it. And
just cleared by Denton. Rodriguez is having some trouble keeping on his feet. He was assisted to do that.
And now Carnes is going to collect and try
kicking
to
it deep, left side of the field, chasing. Looks like Ramirez. Ramirez trying to keep the ball in play, but good defense by Denton. But we got a whistle.
Well, just a goal kick. Ramirez is saying, "Hey, this guy shouldered me down," but that was in the box, and you know, there's almost a different rule book inside the box to get a penalty kick, and he's not going to call it when the guy's out there running, you know, at the edge of the box with nothing to do. So,
by the way, those scores that Mills gave us, that was another BMY update here live on 90.5 FM.
And Jordan Paff trying to battle for the ball.
Shot down on the far right side. Denton on a run. Here comes the defense of the Pirates. They'll kick the ball into the center of the field, and here comes the black shirts and clear it out.
Yeah, Zach Moore was the first one to it, and then Espinoza knocked it all the way out of bounds on the Denton side. So a throw in here for Denton, close to midfield. And a header by Wilson, but Denton collects.
And a little interception there, getting between. Dyson trying to get to it, but it's going to be kicked way out of bounds, and that will be Granbury's ball here.
Caleb, well, he's going to go. I guess he's going to get to Carnes, and we got a little substitution. Looks like Ramirez going off. I'm not sure if anybody else is heading.
Well, there's 4 guys going off right now.
Several.
Looks like
So Dyson off, Rodriguez off, and Wilson off, along with Ramirez, and we're going to bring back in Trujillo and Gentry and Halsey, and I'm trying to get a number here. This is this Brian Melinda? No. I'll try to figure that out.
Throw in for the Pirates. It's sent down deep. We're trying to chase to keep this ball in bounds, trying to go on a little shove out of bounds.
Yeah.
But it will still go to Denton.
So this is number 16, Brian Melinda, is on for the first time, I believe, tonight on the right midfield role for Granbury. So 21 minutes and 10 seconds and counting left in the second half. Still a 1-0 Granbury lead.
Wynn catching that as Denton will put the ball back into play, headed into Granbury territory, and the Pirates will send it high back up into the air. First touch by the Pirates, a little reverse that time. Back to the Pirate defense, far side of the field, and they'll center it now. Denton comes in and picks it off, but there's the defense for the Pirates.
And that's McKenna trying to get it forward. And
Pirates trying to get the ball back.
Yeah, and we do. Oh,
they did get it back.
Yeah, we do.
There's a 2-on-1.
No.
Denton will clear it out. Pirates will come in for a pick, and Denton just sends it high into the air, jockeying for position. It will head towards the out of bounds, and it will be Granbury's ball at about the 45 of the throw in.
Yeah, it's the Denton
ball.
Holiak headed the ball, won the ball, and headed it out of bounds.
Granbury, the first two times the ball comes back in, they touch it first. Denton now with the ball, still with it. Three black shirts around it, and an interception by the Pirates.
Yeah, Trujillo trying to collect it from Gentry and break forward. Here comes Espinosa in the midfield.
Espinosa, nice little pass.
Yeah, to Trujillo.
Looking left, he'll stop and center it back.
Carnes yelling for the ball and now getting it over on the right-hand side from Espinosa. And
Carnes, nobody to get to it except the keeper from Denton.
Looking for Halsey, but couldn't quite connect.
Half of this half is already done. 19:40 left in this ball game. Granbury leading 1-0.
Yeah, excellent outing so far for the Pirates.
Oh, we got an opportunity right there and could not quite get to it. Denton will start a run. There's 5 black shirts and 2 white ones. Will Denton be able to save it? No, it'll be Granbury's ball deep.
Yeah. So it looks like Carnes going to take this throw in for Granbury and throws it quite a ways.
Headed by the Pirates. Good job with one on his back. Pirates keeping it in play.
And that's Gentry.
By himself. Gentry, what a pass to himself.
Oh, couldn't quite get through that last guy. Just kicked it a little bit too far forward. Gentry trying to be the danger man again for the Pirates.
That's Gentry. By the way, that is Gentry's 13th goal on the year. That he is the leading goal scorer for the Granbury Pirates.
So a throw-in coming for Denton on the far right-hand side for them as they attack in the Granbury half of the field. Still looking around before they throw it in.
All right.
It's quite a delay.
That
he thought about what he wanted to do.
He threw it about 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
Ball is kicked high into the air. The wind caught that. It'll send it towards the out of bounds. And Granbury trying to
stay out of bounds. Well, yeah, we were hoping it shepherded out of bounds, but it held up in the wind. And so now a throw in over there for Granbury on the left-hand side. And I believe that's McKenna taking the throw.
Pirates headed on ahead, but Denton is there to take it. There's a Granbury Pirate down. Looks like with a cramp over on the far side of the field.
That's a cramp for sure.
All sent down deep. Will we have a stoppage of play? I think we do.
Yeah, and that's McKenna, who's been one of our real good players, a stoppage in play. And he was just standing there, and then boom, all of a sudden the cramp overtook him, and he crumpled down untouched.
Give us an opportunity to talk about some of more of the sponsors. The Hyde Law Firm, usually the post-game show, but all during the game. We thank them so much for their sponsorship. And, of course, the great folks at Classic Chevrolet. They've got it all for you over there, and we thank all of them. And I do want to take the opportunity to certainly thank the city of Granbury for making all of this a reality, teaming up with the good folks down at Tarleton State University. But city of Granbury is the reason we're on the air tonight, and we thank them so much for the opportunity that they do and for the great things that are going on. Of course, you can watch the replay of the games on Channel 190 on Charter, and then you can also watch the replay of the games on UVerse, AT&T UVerse. You can go to Channel 99 and scroll down to Granbury TV, and we will have the replays for you. I know they have been on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock, Matt, but you'll probably, if you tune in tomorrow night, you'll be watching the game from last week. But I think you'll probably be able to check this one out coming up sometime Monday or Tuesday. We'll certainly let you know on the Granbury TV website, granburytv.org, and that will get you all well informed as to when the telecast will be on, thanks to the city of Granbury.
So it's going to be Ragoza going on for McKenna, who's still getting some treatment over there. Kissinger does not usually substitute his back five, the goalie and the back fullback. So those guys are going on nonstop with no break, and McKenna over there cramped up, and so it goes on for him. That's, one of the real outstanding performances tonight has been McKenna again, and that's a loss there for Granbury, but hopefully Ragosa fills in nicely. And
we are back in play. Denton with the header as Granbury kicks the ball back into play, but the Pirates will come back and pick it off. Back center field it goes for Granbury.
Yeah, and that's getting his first taste of the left back position tonight is Ragosa.
Denton now with the ball. They're going to try. I'm sure they're going to try to take advantage of McKenna not being on the field. You would think, but they'll go opposite side of the field for Denton, down the left side this time, sending it deep on the kick. Look out, running.
He's on
free.
Side, but
he's knocked down.
Oh, borderline. Oh, I don't know. They're going to call a penalty kick.
They sure are. Boy, that's a gimme.
Oh, well.
Looked like he was stumbling and going down, and one of the Pirates trying to get to the ball, and said they knocked him down.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a flop.
Yeah, so that's going to be, I believe that was Josh Garcia in there for Granbury, and they had a nice pass, okay, long ball over the top, which they've been trying all night. He latched onto it, and Garcia was kind of neck and neck with him, and I don't know, you want to call it a flop. There was contact, there's no question about that, but they said it was enough. So,
wow.
Anyway, penalty kick here, and Hall is going to be tested for Granbury.
This ball will be put down at about the 3-yard line if you're looking in football terms. This is very close to the goal. So a nice thank you opportunity coming up here for Denton.
Well, we'll see. So 17:05, the clock stopped temporarily to sort this thing out. I guess they're going to start. The referee has not signaled. Now he's going to signal, and here we go. Here we go.
Here is the penalty kick coming up. Shot up. Hull cannot get to it. We are tied at 1.
Yeah, so a lot of times it's common for the referee to guess which way to go, and Hull jumped to his right, and the ball went to his left.
Well, I don't know about that call. Both of us, Matt. I'm sure we'll get the opportunity to see it on the replay on Granbury TV, but it was mighty close. But, to me, one of the reasons that you watch soccer, one of the reasons I don't.
Well, I talked about earlier when Ramirez went down in similar circumstances in the other end of the field. Usually soccer referees, because a penalty kick is such a big deal, you got to really foul somebody in the box toward the PK. And, that's one of those balls that in the middle of the field, it's probably a foul.
Takedown right there.
It was probably a foul in the middle of the field, and, he called it a foul in the box. And but usually it's not enough of an action to get a PK. But anyway, a foul out there, and so Granbury trying to get their lead back with 16:44 left, 1-1.
Granbury will have a free kick here at the 40-yard line. 16 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. 1-1 is now the score.
So Carnes trying to find somebody in the box.
Sends it high into the air. Can the Pirates get ahead on it? It
almost
went over everyone again.
Yeah, just over Gentry's head as he was trying to get in on that one.
Well, that will go back to the Denton keeper. Will go back, and of course, in this situation, Matt, we have to start talking about this right now. Will this be a shootout, or will this be the overtime period?
Yeah, I meant to figure that out before the game, and I didn't. But we'll figure it out. Well, maybe we won't. We'll see.
Maybe we won't have to.
Maybe we won't have to. So. Granbury, hopefully the air will not go out of their balloon here, 1-1.
You see McKenna over on the far side of the field now running up and down the sideline, got that cramp worked out. He has been such a valuable part of this game. Of course, the assist on the goal.
Yeah.
Granbury fighting to get the ball back, trying to get the offense cranked back up for the Pirates. Denton will put the ball back into their defense again to try to set things up, running down the field, trying to get picked off there by Gentry.
Yeah, I was Holsey, actually.
Holsey, excuse me.
Yeah, Holsey trying to harass the guy into a mistake, but he couldn't.
Ball kicked on deep, and there's the Granbury Pirate defense.
That's more.
Of course.
And knock it forward, but Denton collects again.
Headed down towards the box goes the Broncos, trying to go inside, leaving it for one of the Denton players, and he somehow got it back. He'll be called a penalty kick, a free kick again.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Mr. Referee. Again, just guys trying to play soccer down there, and I didn't see a whole lot of that either. Espinoza whistled for it, but he's not happy, and he's expressing that to the referee right now.
Free kick right now from the 23-yard line over on the left side of the field is Denton. And here it comes into the wind, to the center of the field. They'll go up for it. Touched by Granbury. It's still in the box. Here's an opportunity. Denton leads it 2-0.
2-1.
2-1.
Wow.
Boy, the momentum is all over for the purple and gold and white uniforms here in this one.
Yeah, so basically the ball went into the box, and we were unable to control it. It was kind of weakly kicked out, and it was just set up on a tee for one of the Denton players, and he made no mistake about it. So now we're just like that. Things just reverse. McKenna goes down. I don't know if that had anything to do with the rest of it, but, a questionable penalty kick, and now, I'm sorry, but the free kick that started that whole thing right there should not have been given. Espinoza was not happy about the call, and neither was I. It was a worse. it was a worse call than the penalty kick. I mean, it really wasn't a foul at all.
No, it really wasn't.
And it starts the opportunity for Denton, and they cash in.
Certainly do. Hard to believe that as of this point, as well as the Granbury defense has played, that Granbury now trails Denton by the score of 2-1. We've got to find something here.
Yeah.
Now that would have been a penalty on Granbury right there.
Yeah.
But they'll try to kick it on to the left side. Granbury with an opportunity running down the far side. It's going to be cleared by Denton, and it will head towards the corner. They'll kick it way out of bounds.
Well, I think that went out of bounds for a corner, so at least something out of that. It went off the head of Denton. They tried to save it and couldn't. So it's going to be a corner, and got to get some guys in the box. We're going to get more down there from his defensive position because he's a big guy trying to get ahead on this corner.
Need to tie this thing back up in a hurry.
Yeah, 13:41 and counting left in the second half as things have reversed in a quick bit.
Here's the shot. It's got some English on it. Ball is good. Headed back just over the goal.
Just over, yeah. And some of the crowd was reacting as though it had gone in, but it did not. It was a header there by Caleb Wilson. And really, the keeper was there if it would have been on target. I don't think that was ever going to be a goal there for the Pirates. And he's, this is one of those things where the keeper's going to take his time running all the way to the back of that track, and he's not going to be doing any sprinting.
He won't be back up here till 13 minutes are left in this ball game, with that 2-1 score.
Yeah, wow. Two questionable ones, especially the second one.
Yeah.
So, anyway, got to, dig down deep and come up with something here.
Yeah, you certainly do. Here's the keeper from Denton putting it back into play. The wind holds it up. The first touch goes by Denton. Granbury tried to get something going on. They'll have a little touch and go with it.
Trujillo, and McKenna's back on for Granbury, and so that's good to see him.
Nice job. Well, intercepted, and then right back to the Granbury Pirates will come to the middle of the field, and it will be cleared by Denton.
Yeah, and Blahowiak, they got behind him, and now they're going to try to,
Good job by Carnes. Where's the whistle?
Yeah, there comes the whistle. So Carnes was able to intercept, and then he was trampled and fouled, and now Granbury's going to come back. So in the Pirate end, a free kick as Carnes is going to line this thing up.
Here comes the kick over on the far side, but over there is Denton to get the ball first. They seem to be a little more, a little more active here in this second, obviously, but two quick goals here.
Yeah, so a throw in over on the far left-hand side. It's going to be McKenna taking it from Granbury at midfield.
Down it goes. Granbury with an opportunity here. Ball was taken by Denton. We've got the ball back, and now in the center of the field, Gentry, good ball work. He'll send the shot, but it's too long.
Boy, that was a speculative effort, I guess you could say.
All right.
So Gentry is having none of the goalie jumping or going slow.
I mean, this ball, there's a fence around the track. It went over the fence around the track.
Oh, come on, goalie. Now, okay, so Gentry doesn't want the goalie to take his sweet time to go get the ball that goes all the way over the fence, and now the referee has signaled for a stop and play. So the clock ticking, and the goalie is taking his sweet time going all the way over the fence, and Gentry runs for it, and then the goalie gets mad at Gentry and tries to block his passage getting back into the thing. I mean, to me, that's a yellow card on the goalie trying to impede the guy with the ball bringing it back into play.
And now the ball is over on the very far side of the
field. Well, that's another ball. But there's a ball here. By the way, the clock is stopped.
That's a good thing.
As the referee sorts all this thing out. But, gamesmanship here as the clock ticks down, and it's on the scoreboard, and it just ticks down, and Gentry was having none of the loafing of the stalling tactics, That,
this is a Granbury assistant coach over there, and the keeper from Denton are having words.
Yeah. So anyway, the clock still stopped as the keeper is yelling, and like you said, having some words with somebody from the Granbury side, and
now Winkleman is back there to get the ball because the alternative ball that is way back on the track. And Winkleman's going to kick the ball up towards the goal. And here comes the official up. This is becoming comical.
Yeah, I mean, all we're trying to do is keep them from stalling off. Extra 5-10 seconds.
Well, it was good to say at least we got the guy to stop the clock.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was an obvious stall, and now he's still got the hands up in the air like, come on, man. All right, 11 minutes and 4 seconds left. They still have not stopped the clock.
And now the Denton coach is going insane, yelling at the referee. He should be thanking the referee. I mean,
he sure should.
I mean, good grief. That second call in particular, setting them up for that.
He has a yellow card in his left hand.
Well, and there was already a yellow shown to that coach. I would not shed any tears if he got his marching orders.
Oh, yeah, that would affect the next game if they play the next game.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. All right, are we going to get this thing back into play?
All right.
Yes, we are. The clock has started.
The clock has started. The goal kick coming out.
2-1 Denton leading here. Ball is high into the air. Denton will have both touches on that one. Pirates trying to get the ball back. They'll send it back to the defense, almost too far. And the ball will go back to the keeper from Denton. Will they kick back over the fence again?
Yeah, he can't put his hands on that back pass. So Halsey trying to harass people and get the ball back.
Ball kicked deep by the Pirates, and there he is. The Magic Man Moore, another Magic Man. What he is. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Down the field goes Denton. Good defense by the Pirates. Ball is going to be out of bounds. That should be it's going to go to Granbury.
Yeah. And after the signal for Granbury, the Denton guy kicked it away from us to stall some more time away. And Karn's going to take this throw in.
10 minutes basically left here in the ball game. Pirates trailing 2-1 here. High into the air it goes. The only one there is a Denton player who will hit it right back out of bounds. And Gentry will come. Karns will come and get it again.
Yeah. So here goes the throw in. You'd think Espinosa might go back in the game. I'm not sure who's warming up over there, but we'll see what happens in the last
ball
minute.
Hits centered into the field, and everyone is there as Denton. Ball is cleared out. Pirates will have the touch for it, but Denton will come to clear it out. They've got the ball at about the 40-yard line, kick it back just a little bit, and back even farther now. Pirates trying everything to get the ball back. Right now, Denton doing a pretty good job of keep away.
Oh, there was a collision down there with Gentry, but away from the ball.
Good job by the Pirates to get the ball back in, headed back by Denton. Pirates trying to get the ball back. They do momentarily. Kicked on the far side of the field over to the left. Good move by the Pirates. That's McKenna.
McKenna again weaving in and out of traffic, still with the ball towards the corner, trying to get a cross in here. Well, hopefully he will.
Two of them on him. He's in the corner. He's still going on. He'll kick the ball back outside, drew everybody out. Here's a shot on goal. The ball's there. Oh, great. We had an opportunity. That's what he was doing. He was drawing everybody over there. That's the Pirate open.
Terrific effort there, and I was hoping that goalie was going to bobble it. It didn't look like he was going to miss it, but I thought he might leave a rebound for it.
Pirates played the ball on the kick back in, and that ball is sent over to the left side. Denton giving chase. Here comes the Pirates to try to rip it off. They'll just kick the ball out of bounds. Granbury with a very deep throw in at about the 10-yard line with 8:30 left in the telecast.
And here comes some substitutions. You know, you got to, at this point, I think, put on whoever you think are your best guys, especially scoring, and it's going to be Dyson and Julio Rodriguez in up top for Granbury.
Pirates will throw the ball in.
Trujillo there.
The ball is centered high into the air, and the keeper will come and pick it off right in the middle of the end zone.
End zone.
In the box.
In the box. There you go. So, And Zach Moore is playing basically as a center forward at
Okay.
this point.
Hey, why not put everybody down here?
Yeah.
It's almost like taking your goalie out in hockey, eh?
Yeah, there you go. More hockey references. But, yeah, we're basically playing three across the back. Blahowiak is the
look out here. Good job. They'll kick the ball on back to Hull. Here comes and Hull will do a good job of clearing it out to the Pirates. It'll go out of bounds and into the stands. Not a good move by the Pirates because the clock will continue to roll, but we'll climb up in there and get that thing back out in a hurry.
Yeah, so basically what Kissinger has done is gone with three in the back. Blahowiak is in the center, and McKenna and Carnes are still on the wings. But Moore has basically gone from central defense to a central forward, and now we have three forwards.
The winner of this game will be playing South Hills next Monday or Tuesday. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Granbury's opportunity again, I believe. No, that's Denton's ball.
Yeah, Denton's ball. So 7 minutes left. Granbury needing a goal here to continue this game. Trailing 2-1.
The throw in.
And Carnes was trampled, and they are going to call a foul.
No, that's a good deal. That's a good thing.
So Blahowiak is going to get it over to McKenna and ahead to Paff.
Pirates on the right side here. That's Wilson.
And Carnes
sent down deep, but Denton was there for the header. Out of bounds it goes, and it will go to Denton.
Oh, there's a lot of lobbying by the
It certainly was. Look at me. I know who did it.
He's a active guy down there on the sideline.
Yeah, he is.
In the purple shirt for Denton. So taking their time here on this throw-in is Denton.
Down to the 6-minute mark just about they'll send that ball way down deep.
Yeah,
and Hull.
And right there to Hull. Nothing doing. I don't know what he was thinking about, trying to kick it from his own end of the field right to Hull. So the punt comes down.
Wilson.
Over some heads.
Back down. Nice job on the header, backwards header that time.
Yeah.
Out of bounds it goes off of Denton. We'll have the throw-in.
Yeah. So Moore playing as one of the forwards there on that line up front with Julio Rodriguez and Jacob Dyson. And Espinoza in the midfield for Granbury collects it here.
Well, a pass goes too far over to the side, trying to chase it just to keep the ball in bounds. Oh, good job, but it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Granbury. 5:30 left. That goes way down the track. Pirates are going to have to get down in a hurry and retrieve the ball for the Broncos.
Yeah, so that was Dyson, and that's just part of the gamesmanship of the game.
It is.
We don't want to let them waste time, and they're still going to waste a little time anyway.
Yeah, they are. Time waster blues going on right here for the Broncos.
Yeah. And moving
Come
forward.
on, man.
So 5:05 left and counting in the second half.
Denton. There's
They're
a block.
Well,
are you kidding me?
Oh,
Come on, man. That dude just rolled over and fell on the ground. Same guy that did it earlier.
Okay.
A yellow card on the Pirates.
They're calling it a yellow card. I mean, to me, it was a foul. Again, I don't think it was a yellow card foul. It wasn't a nasty challenge from behind. It wasn't a breakaway on goal or anything. Just in the midfield, got a little aggressive.
That's the same young man that did the flop in the box and got the penalty kick.
Yeah, well, again, Reese Rhodes is in there for the first time for Granbury, taking Carnes' place. And, again, we don't substitute much on the back line. So Carnes off, and he's been a real good soldier for Granbury. Hate to see him gone the last 5 minutes of the game.
Under 5 minutes here, Denton taking as much time here on this free kick. It heads down towards the box. Hull comes way up on it. Denton is there. There's a takedown. We'll have a penalty kick.
No, it's
outside of the box.
Outside the box.
It's just outside of the box.
And again, this time the clock has stopped for a player down for Denton. That ball there, I mean, we're going to say, hey, we got the ball, which we did. We got a lot of the man, too. It was an aggressive physical move there. I couldn't tell who it was, but I don't know.
Looks like both guys were going for the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we did get the ball. I mean, he went low and got the ball on a slide tackle and just knocked the guy over.
Well, it's depending on who the better actor is, and right now it's Denton.
Yeah. So
especially
anyway,
number 2 for Denton.
This is a ball right here at the edge of the penalty box where, you know, they could certainly shoot this straight on goal or try to find a man coming in to get a header on it. So we'll
Here
see.
we go. The ball is just outside the box. 2 yards outside the box. They'll go with just over the head. It's going to go outside. It was not a good kick.
No, he tried to get cute and chip it, but nothing doing there, and it went out of bounds.
Hull will quickly come and put the ball back into play for Granbury. A long line drive kick. 4:33 left here in the contest. Granbury trailing 2-1.
Oh, Rodriguez trying to get on the edge of it.
Moore, nice block that time, but ball cleared way down deep by Denton. Wind holding it up, Pirates chasing it.
And the guy goes to the ground, and they're going to call
something.
Yellow.
What? Who did they call this on?
They called it on them. This the forward.
Okay.
You know, and good, but I don't know. I don't know what this guy. I'm going to call it both ways in the booth here too. I mean, to me, that's not a yellow card on Denton. I mean,
was that a sympathy call?
Well, I mean, it was a foul. Okay, sure, it was a foul. I mean,
but a yellow card worth?
You know, kind of barreled into the guy a little bit, but you know, this guy likes his yellow cards. That's for sure.
He certainly does.
So the clock stopped here. 4:14 left, and now Hall is going to take it and boot it long.
Do we have any BMY updates there on your telly?
Well, I'm
okay, down towards the box. It's going to be cleared out by Denton. Granbury inside Denton territory. Ball is cleared by the Broncos, and it will go out of bounds. That will be our throw-in now.
Quick BMY out-of-town scoreboard update. 5-3 Aledo, bottom of the fourth inning.
All right, there we go. Thank you there, Mr. Mills.
Okay, so some last substitutions. Rodriguez off, and Gentry, the goal scorer, back on for Granbury.
3:41 left. The ball is thrown in for Granbury and kicked out of bounds by Denton. That's just another bit of the time waster blues. They'll send the ball down deep, and Denton's going to try to get that ball into the stands. Granbury will have another throw-in here, and they're getting closer and closer. We move down to about the 10 for this throw-in.
Yeah, Halsey also back in for Dyson.
Quickly back up, and
Espinosa
on the right, on the far side field. He'll put a line drive, but it's blocked by Denton, and Denton will have the ball to start, and they'll send it on down the field, and the Granbury Pirates are going to come back and pick it, send it back to the deep. No, they're going. Nice job of ball handling on the far. Of course it is. McKenna will send it back to Hull.
Yeah, cool as the other side of the pillow is McKenna, and over there to Reese Rhodes on for Carnes at the right back spot.
Did you really just say that?
I guess I did.
You really did, folks.
Sorry.
Cool was the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
My man, I've got to ask you about something else you said earlier at the beginning of this second half.
Okay.
But, and
here we go.
I've been meaning to. We're at 2:35 left here in the game. Ball sent over to the left side of the field. Pirates still with the ball, but we're a long way from the goal.
Yeah, and McKenna, again, trying to look for somebody and not finding a lot of help.
Ball cleared right in the center of the field. I thought Denton was going to have a bit of a run, but Pirates able to get back and stop it. Denton trying to head to the sideline, stopped by the Pirates.
Yeah, that was McKenna again to Espinosa. And now it's Blahowiak is the only central defender. Finds Trujillo in some space.
Trujillo with the pass.
Wilson
sends it down deep, but it's going to be far right. There's the disadvantage. It is an advantage to be against the wind.
Yeah,
obviously.
Tonight it has been.
It sure has.
It's been hard to connect on the balls over the top. 1:51 left. Desperation time for Granbury. Zach Moore trying to get something ahead for Ramirez.
It's going to be out of bounds. Let's see who this will go to.
And they're going to take all day getting this ball.
Except the fact that the Pirates are going to run over and hand it to him.
Well, still, I mean, this is a lot of serious time wasting.
Oh, yeah.
Almost walking back.
Is there a time limit on that, Matt?
Well, there's a time limit. A lot of times you'll see a yellow card given for time wasting.
All right.
But now they're going to, the referee is letting a substitution come in here in the last, minute and change.
And the clock is still running with 1:09.
Yeah, I'd like to see the clock stop for all this nonsense. Okay, 1:04 left. This is desperation time for the Pirates.
Big time desperation, and here's the throw in by Denton. High into the air. Pirates will have the first header on it. Get the ball back into the center of the field, looking over to the right side. Look out, here comes the Broncos. And they'll send it way back down the other end. Pirates got a header on it, but it will send the ball out of bounds, and it will be Denton's. And
and Pirates
Wilson
trying to
chasing and getting it back into play, but I don't think Denton he's going to have to worry about throwing this ball in. It's 35 seconds left in the game.
They're going to waste 20 of those seconds, even if it costs them a yellow card. Here comes the throw. One last chance to get things downfield for Granbury.
Looking downfield.
Seconds.
Shot sent down.
Moore trying to run onto it, but he'll never get there, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to do it for your Granbury Pirates.
I think that's going to do it. It'll go way out of bounds. Moore will he'll chase this to the fence and ends up falling down, throws the ball back in.
That's going to do
Well, that's pretty good sportsmanship from the Denton guy, making sure that Moore slipped on the track, But that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Granbury Pirates controlled for basically three-quarters or almost three-quarters of this game, and Denton with two questionable plays to get 2 goals.
Yeah, like I said, the first one, a penalty kick, it probably was a foul, but in the box, a lot of times a little of that stuff is let go. The second one, for me, not a foul at all, outside the box. And they, we didn't handle it well when they sent it in. It kind of bounced around and set up for a guy who blasted home, and that's going to be your season for Granbury.
It certainly is. Granbury's going to finish at 12-4-2 on the year. The 1 goal scored by the Granbury Pirates was Bryce Gentry. He scored that at the 5:20 mark of the first half. So Granbury goes down 2-1. Well, you didn't see a whole lot from. We didn't see much from. By the way, we're on the Hyde Law Firm postgame show, whether you knew that or not. But we didn't see anything from Denton in that first half.
Yeah, they came out. They definitely were a better team in the second half. Not only with the goals, but some other chances that they created. It was almost easier to latch onto the long ball over the top.
Isn't that amazing?
Going into the wind than with it at your back. So that's the kind of the way it worked out, and just a real disappointing, frustrating end.
It sure is.
I'm sure you can talk about the referees, but we also needed to play better in the second half, and we didn't. And now it makes me want to vomit watching this Denton coach jump up and down.
In the middle of the field. What are you, 12?
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying this. Buddy.
Look at. He looks like a rooster out there strutting himself. Come on, man. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Really, dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
all right. Well, yeah.
I guess that's their right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Knock him over.
Yeah.
But, that's what Granbury's going to lose this one 2-1. We do want to remind everyone, of course, that we have Pirate Baseball is going to be coming to you next week. We got 2 games for you coming next week, Tuesday and Friday. Both games are at home. But if you can't make it, you know where you can check it.
Absolutely.
That's right, 90.5 FM. On Tuesday night, the Granbury Pirates are going to be taking on Crowley, and that will actually be the end of the first half of district play. And, of course, the latest that you've got there was Aledo leading 5-3 over the Granbury Pirates in this very pivotal contest over there in Aledo. So Crowley on Tuesday and Burleson to start the second half of district play coming on Friday. David Euchre, Matt Mills, dude, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
It's been fun. If I need to geek out, I'll come over to the house and we'll watch some soccer.
Oh, Arsenal's my team. I used to blog about Arsenal, so
okay.
I'm pretty serious.
Where
about
are they from?
London.
London?
There's several teams from London, and I follow Arsenal pretty close. So.
Manchester United.
I can't stand Manchester United.
Billy. No, the question I did have before we leave the telecast night, you mentioned at the beginning of the second half, Gale Force wins. Was she an actress in The Force? Didn't she star with Errol Flynn back in the movie?
Well, that's when
Gale Force.
You were growing up back then.
Never mind. Well, we got a double whammy on that one, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt Mills, ladies and gentlemen, David Euchre, thank you so much for joining us tonight on 90.5 FM. We're sorry Granbury Pirates losing 2-1. It was a good soccer game until things kind of fell apart there in the second half. But thank you so much for listening on the home of Pirate Sports, KTRL 90.5 FM. We will see you Tuesday night for Pirate Baseball.